In this lesson, we will cover questions from Unit 5, Section 5.3, Interpreting and Sketching Graphs. Question 1. The graph below represents Melissa's distance from a hunting lodge with respect to time. In which interval is she traveling the fastest? So in order to decide which interval she's traveling the fastest, we need to pick apart each interval of time for the graph and determine if it's increasing, decreasing, or if it's constant. So let's look at what we have on our graph here. So if we notice, we have an interval between 0 and 4 seconds. We have another one between 4 and 8, 8 and 12, and then 12 to 20. So if we look at the motion here, from 0 to 4, she's increasing in her distance. 4 to 12 is a horizontal line. So if we think back to the notes from this section, a horizontal line on a distance-time graph means that as time passes, so 4 seconds, 5, 6, 7, and 8, Melissa's distance remained at 400 meters. So from here, she is staying at a constant distance as time goes on. Maybe as she was walking along to the hunting lodge or traveling in a vehicle, she stopped for a quick rest, so that would represent a horizontal line. So we're looking for the fastest, as it says in the question. So from 8 to 12, that is decreasing, so that wouldn't be a fast time. She's decreasing in her distance. And between 12 and 20, again, she is decreasing. So the only section of this graph where she is traveling the fastest, she's increasing in her distance, would be between 0 and 4 minutes. Question 2. The graph below shows the height of a Ferris wheel as a function of time. A. What is the greatest height? At what time does this occur? So we're looking at our Ferris wheel here as shown by this graph, including a wave. So it's not a linear function. So what is the greatest height? So the greatest height would be the maximum points here, where she reached the highest height on the Ferris wheel. And if we look here, we have 30, 31, 32, 33. So the greatest height here is approximately 33 meters. And what time, or times we should say, does this occur? So we're looking at 3 different locations that it hits a maximum height or the greatest height at 33 meters. We're looking at approximately 12 seconds, 34 seconds, and 58. So we're looking at 12 seconds, 34, and 58. So if you want to find approximately the time, you just take the middle of our maximum height and look down on the horizontal line. You can use a ruler, which would help you find the most approximate time. Part B, what is the least height? At what time or times does this occur? So our least height will be on the bottom here, the lowest point on the graph. So we're looking at right here. So we're having 1, 2, 3, 4 locations. And if we look, we're looking at about 4 meters. And our time will be initial time. So when there is nothing going on and she's getting on a Ferris wheel. So we're looking at 0 seconds, approximately 24 seconds, 46 seconds, and 70. So we have 0 seconds, 24 seconds, 46, and 70. And our last question, how high is the Ferris wheel at 25 seconds? So we're looking at 20, 22, 24, in between 25. So we're looking at close to be about 4 meters. So 4.5 meters is the height at 25 seconds.